Hello everyone, welcome to the Advancement Centre and welcome to the world of magic and miracles, where once again we join together and enjoy the interaction of the higher levels of our existence. Without saying a word, we open our channels that are unique to ourselves and that communicate perfectly in the world of magic and miracles. And each time we do this, we step further into the world that we know belongs to us, so that our communication levels increase in every field and in every input and output. And where our supercomputer feels comfortable and interacts with all other supercomputers to make sure that everything we do is unique, exciting, and beyond all limits. As we do all this, we start to invoke the high-level language called simplicity, where it doesn't matter what we do, the simpler it is, the more performance we get. To a simple inflection or a change in tone spreads as far as not the eye can see, but as far as the universe will take it. And it interacts with everything on the way and changes the life of everyone and everything. We're starting to bring ourselves back into the physical world as majestic beings. And as we do that, we realize that we can't fit. We're much bigger than the image we have in the physical world. So it's essential that we continue forward and gather the tools that allow us to present our immense world on the stage that we call life. And it's not presented as an act, it's presented as a full world, as a full set of conditions that are not conditional, and as a full heartfelt desire to enhance the lives and the vision of every being. It's not just people. Our act is represented in the physical world, in front of people. But when we open up to the world of magic and miracles, we're in front of everyone and everything. And we cannot hide anything. So the further you move, the more open you are. But not in the sense of revealing, but in a sense of that's who you are. You don't have the capability of covering anything in the world of magic and miracles. And that's why the industry of magic and miracles will work so well, as each person owns their own industry and declares themselves the owner, the designer, anything else you like to call it. And they move into the world with that magic to enhance everybody else's life and to bring new value into the physical world This new value is your value. It is not measured by anything that we have on this earth. It's measured by how high your heart jumps when you engage with someone, when you offer something, when you deliver yourself, when you deliver your enthusiasm. That's the measure of value. And how your body fires up and responds to your excitement and generates more energy than you can possibly need, so that it supports everyone and everything around you. This is the enthusiasm that comes from your Creator. And it's an essence that you cannot describe, but you can live. You can deliver. And you can generate enormous assistance for yourself and for the world and the universe around it. So now we're into living without any dimension at all, because we're flitting around between all of them. We don't need to divide the dimensions. We don't need to separate ourselves from the birds or the trees or the person down the road or the person who's not as educated as you or the one that can't see you properly. We don't have to separate those dimensions, and we don't have to react, because in the world of magic and miracles, simplicity covers everything. It includes everything, and it makes it all fit, without clashes, without crazy thought patterns, and without foolish interactions. With our happy switch on and that little smile on our face, even the friendly fly doesn't mind to come around and have a look straight in your eye while you're trying to talk. But everything fits. No matter what your judgment is, if you just allow a fraction of a second for the world to return what your supercomputer has repaired and prepared. There is no such thing as an emotional reaction if you allow the signal to continue to its source. There is no such thing as the screaming pain that happens if you stop the flow to where it's supposed to go, so it can get the associated nourishment that it needs. Without reaction, pain is a signal that says, give me a particular nourishment. And in the world of magic and miracles, it's all there. It will turn up out of nowhere. The response you need for your body, for yourself, for your health, will come out of nowhere in a format that you're not realizing. And usually in a format that has nothing to do with the systems that we have in place that are called health systems. Because you have within you the ability to regenerate, the precision of your own being, together with the magic of simplicity and its clarity will produce whatever's necessary, either within your body or within something associated with you that may be in your own backyard. It's extremely important from here on that you don't hand yourself over to anybody or anything. You are the master of your world, and you don't hand that off to anyone because they don't know how to drive your car. It doesn't have a steering wheel. It's probably a spaceship that looks totally transparent with no doors and can go as fast or faster than the speed of light. So how can you hand that to someone else? And if you need to recover something from your origin, you're the only one who knows where that is. You can call on it and it will respond immediately. Your body system is integrated totally with the elevated part of your being. There's a tiny little piece of the majestic being that exists throughout the universe and beyond. So now we step a little further and look at how easy it is to get stuck. It's that easy that you can't do it in the world of magic and miracles. You can try, it doesn't work. So the second you step forward into that world, all the stickiness of what you might call the artificial world disappears. And you didn't have to fix it because it's all been placed where it's supposed to be. To provide contrast, to provide colour, to provide exciting movement and power where it's supposed to be. And so the second you feel you're stuck in any way at all, that is the signal to say, wow, I'm stopping everything moving. I've got the brakes on. Somewhere, somehow, so just let them all off. Walk forward into that void that you don't understand. Join your Creator and be lifted immediately. And walk on top of everything. Step over the moon. Play with the clouds. Walk along on the pavement, but don't be on the pavement. Be aware that you're looking down on yourself. And know that such an enormous being can see ahead, can see beyond the buildings, can see beyond time. So be led by the Spirit that connects you, just like if you were riding a horse. The spirit that connects you to the horse works much better than the reins. You all become one in movement and action, even though you're individuals. So the essence of your Creator is endless, and it responds to everything in ways that you cannot put into logic, but you can live all those ways by just going exactly with them, allowing yourself to float, to go along with what's actually driving you, because that's you. In the world that you're presenting to everybody in the physical existence. And the talents that we display as we grow up indicate enormous capabilities, but they don't indicate you. It's not your task to demonstrate physically, it's your task to physically demonstrate. And that's done through the glow that emanates from you and from the sense of well-being that's transmitting from you all the time, and from the joy and the smile and the care you have for yourself to be able to present at the level that you know as perfect. And that does not have to fit into a mold that somebody somewhere at some stage developed. Many of the rules and regulations that you look up each day as you move throughout the day actually mean nothing. They were created at some stage by someone, and you gathered them and said to yourself, if I follow all these rules, I'll be accepted. You don't know who has to accept you, but you need to be accepted. In contrast to that, in the world of your Creator, you are not only accepted, but you are what I call it. You are the top person in that whole world. This is the unique part of your world that exists for you as a unique, endless being in the world of your Creator. So there's no comparison, there's no rejection, there's only total acceptance because it's yours. And the fly agrees. So now we can honor ourselves by going further and starting to turn up your field. It's like increasing the electricity in your life. Wind it up. Let your being sparkle. Wind up the electricity until it almost buzzes like an electric appliance. And then you know, wow, I'm running this. I can turn this up to where it will scream, but not through my voice. It'll scream out into the air to generate more beauty and excellence for everyone. So you keep winding it up. And there you go. It gets to a point where it feels like it's never going to stop. Go a bit further and a bit further, and it will never stop. And it never winds down. It never runs out of steam. And you can always rely on your own power to lift you above everything and anything that's not part of your world. So remember to say to yourself, if something appears wrong, that's not part of my world, and watch it disappear. Initially, you may have to say it a couple of times, but in the long run, it happens before you even observe that it's not part of your world. And your personal supercomputer has the message. And the simplicity is, it's already connected as an automatic input. And the output, you don't have to worry about. Because that's the magic that calls on the miracles to change the whole state of your world. Not in your mind, not physically, but universally and totally. So the actual world that we're dealing with is a true mystery. One that we love and we dearly love to express. The mystery of not who we are, but what we can transmit, what we can bring to light with the wave of a hand, the flick of your head, the beauty of a smile. These things bring life into everything. And with us moving further with the thoughts that are being manipulated throughout the world, we can honestly see that that's not part of our world. And instead of them hanging around like a bad smell, they disappear. So you don't have structural problems in your world. You don't have infrastructure problems in your world. And you don't have people turning off their happy switch and clashing with you. It doesn't actually happen. Each time it's attempted, it goes up in smoke. And to you initially, it may seem that you've caused something to go up in smoke. No, it does it itself. When people come from a place that is built on instability, and they plant themselves in a physical world that is based on stability, they can expect to not last that long. In a world of stability, it's endless and it's forever. And you don't have to do anything to make anything stable. Therefore, you can't make a mistake. No matter what you do, it's going to work. Even if you do it different to everybody else, it'll still work because it's your world. And you watch. The miracle that's required to bring it into line in any world is the very thing that's run by you. And it happens because of you, not because of what you do. So sit back and wait for the miracle. Follow your spirit and only use magic as your tool. In saying that, I can only encourage you all to take 1 or 2 steps more. Turn up the wick. Increase the electricity. Find out what's there. You can only find out if you go into that state where you can be seen by anybody and everyone. Where everywhere is everywhere. And where you exist to make it all happen. That all sounds strange. But in the words that come from the stars, or in the word of your origin, it all makes sense. And it brings you such clarity and joy that you just wind it up a little bit further to make sure it can't stop. Because the act of turning off your own engine has been encouraged since childhood. And now we're encouraging you to turn it up. Make it run at 1 trillion volts, producing more power than the world in all its glory can ever use. And then you watch the health just pop out of everyone, and the well-being transmit between everyone, and the sense of belonging just oozes out of everything in each person. So let us welcome ourselves to this new state where we're driving ourselves for about a half a second a day, and the rest is automatic. Where we switch things on and watch them go. And where everything works no matter what it is. Even the friendly fly. So settle back and enjoy the ride. And let me take you to the outer reaches of the universe, where we all reside in comfort beyond technology. And we live in the wonder of everybody else's field. Enjoy your life. Enjoy everything about it. And we offer you, once again, our sincere wish of a perfect life, perfect health, and an extremely magic future. Thank you.